Welcome back to Resident Evil 4. Now we're being accompanied by Ashley Graham, the president's daughter.
It's me.
So, big part of this, a lot of criticism this game came before it was released was, man, co-op? Really? Well, not even like co-op, but literally just escorting someone around that's pretty helpless. And you know what, for the most part, she is pretty helpless, but they did some quality of life things to make it to where the escort mission doesn't drive you insane. And I brought up a little bit of it, like you can tell as soon as I aim my knife or gun, she hides behind me. That's a very big deal. And we'll see more of that as this goes. Oh God, we've upset the village. We've set up an explosive barrel wagon in front of us. What's a dinosaur to do about that? And that takes out about 10 of them.
Out of 50.
Yeah. Oh, there's quite a few, but this is the perfect time to use my upgraded machine gun. If you notice, the machine gun doesn't really cause much flinching per bullet, but it'll still do a good job. At this point, their heads will still explode into parasite mode, so you notice I'm not aiming for the head all the time, even though it is the most high damaging spot. As we go along in the game, you'll find that, again, the legs are the best place to aim, period. That was a really lame siege on their part. Oh no, all 7 of them will cause a problem for us. So, kind of like I mentioned before, we're going back to areas now that it's night. A lot of the supplies we picked up last time have re-popped with new items in it. So, do not miss the opportunity to restock on everything. Much to everyone's surprise, as we go, I'm going to start really losing a lot of bullets. And going down this way, if you remember last time, which wasn't long enough to forget, the merchant has a shop down here.
Welcome.
This is a particular auspicious occasion for visitation because he has a new weapon that I like to get.
What are you selling?
Which is going to lead to a interesting thing, which is, I mean, for one, I think about selling my incendiaries. Not my favorite grenades, so might as well. We actually, at this point, really want as much money as we can, but I'm not going to sell the elegant mask yet.
What are you buying?
But what he is selling is what's called the Red 9. It is a kind of a classic old school pistol, and for all the pistols you can buy in the game, it eventually upgrades to probably the heaviest hitting one.
What are you selling?
There is a little debate amongst the Resident Evil 4 fans between 2 different handguns. There's one that's going to be into the camp of the Red 9, and the other one's going to be in the camp of the Black Tail, which isn't available quite yet. The difference is power versus speed. I like both of them, but I have a soft spot for the Red 9. It's classy looking.
Very World War I or II.
Definitely. And I don't have any room to put it, and I need a lot of room for this weapon. So let's get disorganized, people.
Leon, why are you tickling this blue man?
I just imagine I'm in his pocket spinning the gun in a circle, being like, trying to fit it. This is one of those points, I think it's this point, where you're going to see what happens when we leave things outside of the inventory. Unfortunately, for spacing purposes, I have to lose some items for this particular weapon. But, you know, I lose things that I don't think I'll miss for too long. So, if you leave things outside your inventory when you close out, it just vanishes in the ether. I guess I just leave it in the merchant's pocket.
Yeah.
This is another gun that has a stock. So, on top of the advantage of it being heavy hitting, it's also very stable. Which, compared to our last pistol, where it looked like we had like too much sugar in our system, this one's very still. This one kind of hurts me.
Is that not space right next to the pistol?
Well, you know, we already did it, so, you know. We gotta deal with what cards we hand ourselves.
We sat there with the spilled milk continuing to spill. Might as well deal with it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But, you know, at the very least, we were able to afford all our nice upgrades. We almost got all the upgrades for the TMP. This is one nice advantage of looking for all the treasures, that you can pretty much leave your weapons almost completely upgraded at this point of the game. Yeah, he looks cool with it with the stock there and everything. Classy. Now, unfortunately for this game, and this is not even really an issue, but it is common for these kind of games, cinematics, they always change it back to his base pistol, which, you know, yeah.
Pre-rendered, I guess.
Yeah. Which, honestly, I don't see why. Like, the graphics of this area looks pretty much identical to the cinematics, so I don't know. GameCube. PS4 GameCube.
Yeah.
Now, I thought about cutting out all the saving, but the saving is very quick, so screw it.
Yeah.
Now, we're going back to an area we're familiar with, but it's much spookier at night.
My leg!
Oh, God.
Gotta get...
There was no pretense on that one.
Just what I wanted you to do.
Yep. That's the flash grenade in action. It is. If you start seeing multiple head bursters, your flash grenade is going to be a lifesaver.
Just instant kills them.
Yep. Anyone that is within flash vicinity. Here's a little bit of a kind of a spoiler thing. I guess it's not really a spoiler, but it kind of just tells what I'm probably not going to do. One of the weapons you unlock by beating the hardest difficulty of this game, you eventually get the option for post-game, which I mentioned you're able to have weapons you had before use later in the game, but also gets new weapons available for purchase. One of which is a light gun. It's a gun that shoots light. So what it does is you shoot it once and it kills every enemy in the area. It basically makes the game stupid easy to point of unplayable. So all the work that's required to get a gun that makes the game boring, I was like, I won't deal with that.
You're under somewhere.
You could use the multitude of eyes that are pointing in the 360 direction, but The big problem with those guys as well is when you knock them to the ground, they can still slash you. I think that version of the parasite is the most difficult. Hey, I just put that barrel there.
My barrel.
I don't know why I decided to give him a mumble voice, but that's just how he sounds. Hey, kind of Brooklyn, hey.
Just all these parasites in my mouth.
Hey, I'm blending in, hey. In the dark here, perfect time to use our slow reload rifle. I like just staring at him for a minute. Oh god, see this is the problem with it at this point, is I start panicking when I use that weapon. This is also a good area, a piece of advice I have in this game, other than grenade is a good piece of advice. If you fight a group of people, sometimes having a fence there is very useful because their climbing animation is very slow. Oh god, there's a guy right there. Nice advantage of having Ashley around, if you notice, is that she has a habit of looking at enemies when they spawn or they're up close. So if you pay attention to where she's looking, there's a good indication that there's something bad behind you or nearby. That was kind of a waste of a grenade, but, you know, can't go back and fix things now. She's still blind. I regret it later because there's a part a little bit later where it would have been very useful to have more than one. And no, it has nothing to do with murdering crows.
Good.
For the most part, I think my murdering crow days are over. I think.
Double good. Hey, look, one of my ambitions is to one day befriend a crow.
I mean, to have those videos where they show, like, crows and ravens, like, talking and stuff like that are so cool.
Yeah.
There's one that, it was like a Japanese video where it was doing phone call answers in Japanese. It was cleaner talking that even I could probably do.
Yeah, actually, you do that. Not that.
Yeah. You know what? She did the smart way. She had me filled with like glass and wounds, and she's like, okay, I'll just climb through. Only thing about her is she will never climb down from things. I always have to catch her.
It's quick.
Yeah. I don't think there's a whole lot of other things, but I do remember that there was a box that contained a red herb over there. I don't think it's going to contain it twice. Red herbs actually become a little bit of a hard find for me at this point of the game. That's all right. I think outside of a couple situations, I don't think I really die that much. There are a couple situations, and as I mentioned, this is not a death-free game. I will claim that I'm doing it for intention and video purposes, but that's only partially true.
Just covering your ass.
Yep. But I won't point out which ones they were. You'll just have to figure it out. Oh god, bear trap. That's also a problem with night. It's really hard to see the bear traps. Wait there. I know you can see me, but do nothing. All right.
Yeah, but I can't see the gun.
He was also needed by putting a bunch of bear traps in front of him, so he kind of trapped himself.
This is my home now.
The only thing I don't like is that the bad guys cannot step in their own bear traps.
No.
They just kind of phase through them.
A lot of them are lined up around the bear traps, so I would just use them immediately.
There was always points in the game where I'd like shoot them once and be like, come towards me. And I just wish they would just step in it immediately. The reason I'm even setting those off is not necessarily for my safety, but Ashley's.
She's not that smart.
She's smart-ish, but you know what you do with Ashley's in these situations? You throw her in the dumpster.
You're trash. Get in there.
Whenever I have a dumpster, I throw her immediately in. And the reason I do that, obviously, is that she cannot be damaged in the dumpster.
Okay.
She's pristine in the dumpster.
Can she be pulled out?
Yes, eventually. Oh, by enemies? No. We already lost our reading thread, so I might as well just read this like Vice. I'm pretty certain that he's hiding our property somewhere in the forest. If his grandfather was still alive, I would have used him to find Sarah. But how does he find out about the egg injected into his body? Whoa! I didn't do it. Anyway, I don't know why the map is out, but I can't read it.
There has to be another player involved in this.
In order to settle the whole situation, we have to capture Sarah and be able to... shit.
Egg.
Egg. Once the egg is boiled, break it down and enjoy. Wait. What a weird mayor. So between the first recording sessions and the last one, I was like, do we read these serious? And it eventually just evolved into I don't care.
Right.
Because it was like, cool to do the work, but eh. So there's a big parade of them waiting over here.
Nice of them to tell you where they are with the torches.
Oops, didn't see him. See, use the fence's shield and they'll have to waste all this animation climbing over. Machine gun is actually pretty useful for taking care of head bursters. Or just head bursting in general. Oh god.
Geez, about how much health do the parasites have compared to just the regular villagers?
Considerably higher. If you notice, like, even when I was aiming, like, pistol shots at their head, it was taking 5 to 7 shots towards their head to burst them, which, by themselves, a head parasite isn't too bad. The problem is like, when you're being swarmed by enemies and there's that one head burster who just won't die, that's really problematic. God, the reloading animation on the rifle is so satisfying. All right.
What happened?
Bye.
Oh.
Hey, my barrels.
Oh, there are eyes.
It's really creepy. Like, as far as like all the goo in their head formed some sort of parasite monster.
My thought at first was, oh, maybe they're like extremely sensitive to light. Or they just extremely overreact when it's bright out.
Well, if you notice, we had no headbursters during the day. So yeah, they're very sensitive to light. That's why the flash grenade just instant bursts them.
So it's both.
Yeah.
They freak out because it does kill them.
That freaked me out too.
You can heal Ashley even when she's not there.
Well, it gives you the option to, but you have to be able to heal Ashley when she's closer to you.
It's taunting you then.
Yep. And I just love to go, you want to heal Ashley? Well, that's too bad.
Sure you do, bitch. How close do you have to be to the bear traps before you actually set them off?
You have to step directly on them. They are pretty accurate in that way. They do have a way, like, if you even edge them, they will, like, pull you into the center of the bear trap, which does a moderate amount of damage, and also you have to mash one of the buttons to get out of it, which means if you're being swarmed and you're surrounded by bear traps, that could be a problem. Man, my barrel's there! I don't know why they're all just, hey! I knew it was a parasite, but now it's a parasite climbing a ladder.
Hang on, now I'm ready, damn it.
I'm still coming. Aw, shit. Now I'm a barrel.
Put stuff in me.
At this point, like, I'm like, oh, 5 of them with a knife, that's gonna take forever. So I was like, you know what? This is one useful thing of the TMP, just single pop, pop.
I was gonna ask if you could shoot them.
I just don't like wasting the ammo on it. Come on out here. So pressing R1 again, you could be anywhere on the map as long as you didn't leave, and you can whistle for her to climb out of her dumpster.
Her dumpster. It's hers now.
Yeah. You hear her voice, he's like, hey, where are you going?
We were just getting along.
Hey, my barrels.
Ah, my barrels!
When you aim when she is noise, she will duck, which is useful. So if there's enemies surrounding her, she'll duck so you don't shoot her. You can still shoot her if you're really trying, but that does help.
And in that situation, you would be.
So we were able to go here before, but the problem was there was this tall gate that was locked. We have to have Ashley to cross this because we have a couple of teamwork options here. Crack. That's a far fall. I mean, if I jumped that, you'd hear me crying as I held my ankle. Oh, merchant randomly down this area? What are you doing here? You have nothing to sell me? Let's find out.
Welcome.
Entire barrel.
Just rolls out.
Selection of good. What are you selling?
Oh, my barrels. So,
What are you buying? What are you buying?
got nothing for me to really purchase that I want at the moment. It's nice this is set up here, though, because we're approaching probably one of the most famous scenes in this game, if not one of the most probably famous combat areas in gaming.
Leon, I have some bad news.
I'd rather not hear it.
Well, I'm afraid I have to tell you anyway. We've lost contact with the chopper. Someone must have shot it down, though we can't determine who.
Great.
We're prepping another chopper for you. Meanwhile, I want you to head towards the extraction point.
Got it.
What are we gonna do, Leon?
Hate to say it, but we're sandwiched all right. Quick, in that cabin!
Leon! Small world, eh? Well, I see that the president's equipped his daughter with ballistics, too.
How rude! And I don't believe there's any relevance with my figure and my standing. Who are you?
Oh, excuse me, Your Highness. Perhaps the young lady might want to introduce herself first before asking someone his name.
Her name's Ashley Graham, the president's daughter.
Is she... well, you know.
Don't worry. She's cool.
Never mind. There's supposed to be some kind of obvious symptom before you turn into one of them anyway.
Look!
Ashley, upstairs.
Okay, it's game time.
So this is the famous scene known as the cabin scene. This is where we get waves of enemies and we have to defend our place against way more than we can handle on our own. I always try to cover up the windows with shelves because it gives us enough time to get all the items in the room and get in position to be ready. Many games after this, especially horror games, tried to recreate this scene, but this is always considered the best one. So I do a certain tactic, especially on this first one, because you can see there's a lot of ways for enemies to come in. I always go into this corner near the stairs.
My corner.
If Luis wants to run around and die and stuff, I'm just gonna be in my corner. Even now I organize. So while I'm waiting here, I do have a thought. You know, there is a rare cinematic you can get under very special circumstances that I'm gonna show now. You can accidentally hit Luis while fighting enemies. He is not a big fan of it. But eventually when you do it enough...
Adios, Leon.
So back to my corner.
He was just daydreaming. Oh, poor Leon, he gets intrusive thoughts.
Just practicing my motions here.
Which one?
Also, hang out, Luis. Luis will throw you ammunition, so... A little bit better than Elizabeth did in Bioshock. Oh, God. You want to watch in all directions, because once they start pouring through, like, they will show up right next to you very quickly. I'll help you! I'm very careful not to shoot Luis again.
I'm gonna assume he has invincibility frames while he's vaulting over a zombie.
You know what? It's not worth testing. Oh God! Oh God!
It's okay. It was confused.
This area is. Everyone gets so close to you in this area. It makes you jump.
This is just an extremely drunk frat party. They were just stumbling around each other.
Back to my corner.
Feel at home here.
Zombies is scary.
Like so organized, has his own corner. Leon's a desk jockey at heart.
Yep. He's the one talking to the dog at the party. Stop bursting their heads, Luis!
But it's fun. This is the best day of my life.
It's like fireworks. Oh, that is one thing I don't necessarily like about this game is that depending where you're pointing, like it'll always aim the gun in that direction. Luis told us to go upstairs, which means we'll get people pouring down from below. But also, bad guys start putting up ladders on the windows, so now we have even more people pouring in. So on top of killing people, I need to be able to get rid of those ladders too.
And you're getting low on ammo for this one.
Oh yeah. Oh God, this parasite's right next to me.
Hey, what are you doing?
Let's get in. Luckily, I mean, as I mentioned before, Luis does throw you ammunition and grenades every now and then. Oh, God damn it.
You were both too late and you missed.
Oh, that's always fun. What a dick, we just put that up. More of a comedy pratfall versus anything.
Right.
Whoa! Thanks for the flash grenade. But I make sure to definitely clear these out. That's one of my priorities. Oh, God. Yeah, Luis here has a way of just turning everyone into parasites, which kind of pisses me off.
He's that player in multiplayer.
Yep. That time I didn't even have to push him.
All right, I'm here. What'd I miss? Oh, shit.
Thought there was going to be a lot more people in the room.
What's going on?
Everyone's just coming in for the party, just like, hey, what are we doing up here? Oh! You got this, buddy. Oh, come on.
No, you don't.
Come on, no. Those moments are tense when you're reloading very slowly and casually. I love the idea is like, I send him flying with grenade. He's like, I owe you, Leon.
Who got the kick out of my back?
Oh my God, and I have no flash grenades.
Didn't he just give you one?
I think I already used it. Oh, thank God.
Phew.
You read my mind. You can see this is a desperate fight.
Yeah.
You're just trying to handle all these situations at once. That's why pause is a good area to breathe and grab your weapons.
Make that shot count, damn it.
I did not.
He wasn't even on the ladder.
Looks like they're backing off.
So, what do we do now?
The bridge I crossed to get here's out, so I guess we have no choice but to keep moving.
I forgot something. You guys go on ahead.
Louis,
I saw my friend Raul out there. I want to say hi.
Just gives you a big, like, okay sign, like, hey! At least we got in my house! But yeah, if you go up there, there's a little dresser there, and if you try to click on it, it says something like, Ashley's hiding inside, so luckily she didn't just, like, slither into the chimney or something like that.
Would have also been effective.
It
just
would.
been really hard to get her out.
Yeah. Very Gremlins moment. She just gets stuck there and die. Dressed as Santa Claus. That is the most fucked up thing about that whole movie. If you ever saw the first Gremlins is, oh, funny story about all these little monsters. And then you find out they have the story where the main girl's like, yeah, my dad tried to go down the chimney during Christmas and got stuck. We didn't know he was up there for like 2 weeks. And I was like, what the fuck?
Christ.
So anyway, Resident Evil 4, that scene is very famous. I mean, outside of the one-liners, which are all great, just the tension of having all those enemies popping up at once with parasites, with ladders at night, and none of them using any of their torches to burn the house down is incredible.
Yeah, like that was a proper fray.
I think at this point, it was definitely one of those like, hey, listen, we know you're pretty much armed enough to handle most enemies in small groups. See if you can handle this one. But next time, we will try to find a way out of the village. If you see more than one part of a video coming in the future, it means it was successful, but just pretend there's some suspense there.
And then the LP was canceled.
Yes, it'll say so, like, we're just done. Hey, my barrels!